So the purpose of this video is to help students and parents learn how to fill out the weekly goal tracker for the students for their Compass math. We're doing this in order to help the students kind of have a to-do list and to help keep them on pace and to help them be done at the end of the quarter with all of their Compass activities. Hopefully this will not only help them stay on pace, but possibly even promote more use for them to go on more often and try to get through more folders, as every little bit helps when it comes to giving them a well-rounded education, and especially when they're able to look at things that we're not necessarily working on in the classroom. It's nice for them to see those again so they don't forget, or so they might see things ahead of time. So hopefully this goal tracker will help us to help them do that. All right, so first of all, your student has to log into their Google Gmail account and open up their Google Drive. And they also have to log into their Compass account. Once they log into their Compass account, they will go to Math and they will see Math folders. Now they should work in the first folder that they see. So in this case, this student has measurement and data first, so we're going to open that folder. Now the assignment that has an asterisk on it, that is the assignment that they are currently on, and so that's where we're going to start. So for example, this is the week of 12/5 through 12/11. So I've opened Compass, I have my Compass tracker open, and in the tab down here I'm showing that I'm in week 12/5 through 12/11. I want to make sure I'm in the correct week. So now I know that this is the first assignment that I need to work on. So I'm going to click the I button to get the information. The information pops up with the title and a description, and we only are interested in the title. We are going to hold Control and hit C to copy it. Now on some Apple computers it's not Control, it's Command. Or you can right click and choose Copy. So if you right click and choose Copy, that works as well. Then we come over here into the Compass tracker. So the first activity that we want to get done for this week is instruction practice, add and subtract decimals. Now if this happens to you where it's very large, you can click here or click on the little box that shows up and paste values only. That will make it so it's not as large. And the other thing is if you want to, if this all of a sudden becomes too long, so I'm going to shorten my box. If you want it to wrap, you also can select the box and go to Format, Text Wrapping, and choose Wrap. That will allow you to have your titles wrap and not go over into the next page. Right? So then what I would do is I would come back over to my Compass and I would look at the next lesson. And I would click on the information and I see that it's a lesson quiz. Again, I'm going to copy and then I'm going to come over, and if you need to right click, you can right click and choose paste. Okay, in Google Docs though, they typically make you use your commands. So in this case, it is Control V. Again, if you're on a Mac, it's the Command button that allows you to do the copying and pasting, and it's Control C or Command C for copy and Command V for paste. And then if you are on a PC, it's the Control button, or on a Chromebook, it's the Control button. All right, so the student will do this for the number of lessons desired. In this case, if it's a student who has to do 5 to 6 lessons a week, they need to do a minimum of 5. So they should have a minimum of 5 lessons on here when all is said and done. And if it's a student who has to do 7 or 8 a week, then they should have a minimum of 7 lessons on there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the rest of filling this out. Now, once I have my 5 lessons in here, so I'm actually just going to quickly grab these. Okay, and then I actually know that the next one after this is lesson quiz because I did this before. So I'm just going to type in lesson quiz. And I'm going to say that my goal for this week is only 4, okay, even though they need to have the minimum of 5. So now, if it's during the week and I'm working on these, the day that I complete this, I would strongly encourage students to, when they pull up their compass to work on math, not only to pull up that, but also to pull up their tracker. And it can run in the background. You can just pull it over so you don't see it and just work. However, for this, I'm just going to have the split screen. So now let's say that I finished my instructional practice, add and subtract decimals, and that's today, 12/5. Now, when it comes to the score, sometimes there are activities that are completed that do not get scored. All you need to put for that is NA. You'll see that show up on the progress report that you can run as well. This just indicates that it's an activity that was just an instructional practice or an instruction. There was no practice with it, and you still earn credit for it. So there will be no need to have to redo this activity. Now, if it's a lesson quiz, let's say I finished the lesson, so I took the quiz, and I earned a 67%. Well, if that's the case, then I know I have to redo it. I have to redo anything that is below a 70%. So anything below 70% has to be redone. Once you redo it, you can put your redo score in this box. Right? So let's say that I did pass it this time with the 70%. I did a little bit better. Then I move on in Compass to my next lesson. If you do it twice and do not pass, a Compass is still going to allow you to move on. You can send me a message and we can reassign it to you, and you and I can sit down and take a look at it as well. Otherwise, you can continue working through the other units. Sometimes going through something else helps you understand the previous lesson a little bit better. Right, so we're asking that students do this every week. I ask that they do it on sometime during the day, Monday, before they start working on Compass Math for the week, or they can do it Sunday night. I just ask that it's done by Monday so that way we can check it and I can have conversations with them during our conferencing to help keep them on track. At the end of the week, they're also going to determine, did I or did I not meet my goal? And when, we're going to talk about that and use that when we talk about our goals within math class and our MAP testing. And then down here, the other added piece is for students who, so now let's say I finished all 4 of my activities. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this so that way it looks like I finished them. So I finished all these. So now I'm going over and above. So let's say it's Wednesday and I finished all my lessons. Don't just stop. Right? We ask that you continue to work so you can either get ahead or in some cases you can earn some extra credit. So what I would say is continue going. So let's say the next lesson I worked on was the instructional practice, what does this one say? Metric units of length. So I wasn't planning on getting to that this week, but I did get to it and I finished it. It's the 7th, I finished it, I got a 75%, life is good. So you put all your extras down here. Okay, and now let's say we did go past the goal, so that's where we would put that we exceeded our goal for the week. As always, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to shoot me an email and ask, or come in and ask me in class. There's one more piece that I want to add on to this video. So if you look down here, here are all the weeks, and we've gotten pretty far with the weeks, but students are going to have to add their own pages. So to add your own page, you click on this little arrow. So you go to, we can just click on this tab, and then there's a little arrow here that highlights, and we're going to click on it, and we're going to choose duplicate. It's going to duplicate that page for me exactly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click because I need to rename it, and I'm going to rename it for the next week. Since this week ended on the 12th, the next week should start on the 13th. If I add 6, that tells me that that's Sunday, so the 13th is a Monday and the 19th will be a Sunday. I change the dates there and then I'm all set. Now I have my next week all set and ready to go. If you have any questions with this piece, do not hesitate to ask, as we will be continuing to use this throughout the year, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can.